Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel. Tonight we'll be exploring one of the mind's most mysterious experiences, a feeling that stops us in our tracks, makes us question reality, and vanishes before we can truly grasp it. Déjà vu, that strange sensation of having lived this exact moment before, of knowing what comes next, even though you shouldn't. It's a whisper from somewhere deep within consciousness, a glitch that feels almost magical. If you enjoy these quiet explorations, I invite you to like and subscribe or share a simple thought down in the comments. It helps others find their way here, too, one sleepy soul at a time. But for now, all you need to do is rest, settle in, and allow the calm mystery of déjà vu to carry you gently into sleep. Let's begin. The universal experience. Nearly everyone has felt déjà vu at least once in their lifetime. You're standing in a conversation, walking through a doorway, or sitting in a new place, and suddenly everything feels impossibly familiar. The light, the sounds, the words being spoken, all of it seems to have happened before, in exactly this way. Studies suggest that somewhere between 60 and 80% of people have experienced this phenomenon. It crosses cultures, languages, and continents. A merchant in Morocco, a teacher in Tokyo, a farmer in Iowa, all have paused mid-moment, struck by the uncanny feeling that time has somehow folded back on itself. Déjà vu doesn't discriminate. It visits the young and the old, the scientific and the spiritual. It's a universal thread woven through human consciousness, connecting us all in our shared bewilderment. The term déjà vu means already seen in French. Though the experience has likely existed for as long as humans have had memories, the phrase itself is relatively modern. French philosopher Émile Boirac coined the term in 1876, giving language to something people had felt but struggled to describe. Before that, cultures spoke of it in other ways, as echoes of past lives, as glimpses of the future, as tricks played by spirits or gods. But déjà vu, with its simple elegance, captured the essence perfectly, already seen. Not remembered, not recognized, but seen, as though looking at a reflection of a reflection. The French phrase spread across the world, becoming the universal name for this universal mystery. Sometimes a borrowed word is the only one that fits. The many faces of déjà vu. Déjà vu is not the only type of false familiarity we experience. There are related phenomena, cousins to déjà vu, that color our perception in different ways. Déjà entendu, already heard, is when a conversation or sound feels eerily familiar. Déjà vécu, already lived, goes deeper, a sense that not just the sight, but the entire experience, emotions and all, has occurred before. Then there's jamais vu, the opposite sensation. Suddenly, something utterly familiar becomes strange and unrecognizable. A word you've written 1,000 times looks alien. A street you've walked daily seems foreign. These experiences remind us that our sense of familiarity is not fixed but fluid, constantly constructed by the brain. Each variation reveals how delicate our relationship with reality truly is. Some people experience déjà vu more frequently than others. For most, it's an occasional oddity, happening a few times a year at most. But for others, it arrives more often, sometimes multiple times a week. Young people, particularly those in their teens and 20s, report more frequent episodes than older adults. Travelers and those with active, creative minds also seem more susceptible. Stress, fatigue, and certain medications can increase its occurrence. Yet, despite these patterns, there's no perfect predictor. Some people go decades without feeling it. Others are visited by déjà vu, so often it becomes almost mundane, though never quite ordinary. The frequency varies like dreams. unpredictable and personal, shaped by the invisible rhythms of individual minds. The brain's architecture, déjà vu, begins somewhere deep within the brain's memory centers. Neuroscientists point to the hippocampus and surrounding regions, structures tucked beneath the cerebral cortex. These areas are responsible for encoding new memories and retrieving old ones. When they function smoothly, we experience the world as novel or familiar, in appropriate measure. But during déjà vu, something shifts. The brain's recognition systems may fire out of sync, creating a false sense of familiarity. Or perhaps one hemisphere processes information slightly faster than the other, creating a temporal hiccup. The exact mechanism remains debated, but the general consensus is clear. Déjà vu is not a mystical portal to another dimension. It's a glitch, a brief misfire in the brain's intricate wiring. The temporal lobe plays a particularly important role in these experiences. This region, located on the sides of the brain, is involved in processing sensory input and forming memories. Patients with temporal lobe epilepsy often report intense, prolonged déjà vu as part of their seizures. For them, the experience can be overwhelming, lasting minutes rather than seconds, and accompanied by strange emotions or distortions of reality. Studying these patients has given researchers valuable clues about the neural basis of déjà vu. When the temporal lobe misfires, familiarity floods the mind inappropriately. It suggests that for healthy individuals, brief episodes of déjà vu might arise from small, harmless fluctuations in this same region, a momentary spark where there should be calm. Memory itself is not a single entity but a collection of systems. We have explicit memory, the conscious recall of facts and events, and implicit memory, unconscious knowledge, like how to ride a bike or recognize a face. Déjà vu may arise when these systems blur together. Perhaps you encounter a scene that unconsciously resembles something from your past. Your implicit memory registers the similarity, but your explicit memory finds nothing. The result is a strange contradiction, a feeling of knowing without actual knowledge. This explanation suggests déjà vu is less about reliving the past and more about the brain's pattern recognition going slightly awry. It's a reminder that memory is not a recording, but a construction, fallible and flexible. Theories and explanations. One popular theory suggests déjà vu occurs when perception splits into two paths. Imagine your brain processing a scene twice, almost simultaneously, but not quite. The first pass might go through one neural pathway, the second through another. If there's a tiny delay, the second perception feels like a memory of the first. You're experiencing the present, but your brain tags it as the past. This dual processing theory is elegant in its simplicity. It explains why déjà vu feels so fleeting and why we can never quite pin down what we're remembering. There is nothing to remember, only a trick of timing, a neurological echo that fades as quickly as it arrives. Another explanation involves the brain's familiarity detection system malfunctioning briefly. Our minds constantly assess whether what we're experiencing is new or old. Most of the time, this system works flawlessly, but occasionally it might send a false signal, tagging a novel experience as familiar without any supporting memory. It's like a smoke alarm going off when there's no fire. The signal is real, even if the cause is not. This theory is supported by studies showing that déjà vu is more common when people are tired or stressed, times when the brain's error-checking systems are less reliable. The feeling is genuine, but the interpretation is wrong. We're not remembering, we're mislabeling the present. Some researchers propose that déjà vu arises from the way we encode and retrieve memories. When we experience something, the brain doesn't store it as a single file, but as a network of associations. Sights, sounds, emotions, and contexts all link together. Later, encountering just one piece of that network can trigger recall of the whole. Déjà vu might happen when a current experience activates an old memory network without bringing the actual memory into consciousness. You feel the resonance without seeing the source. It's like hearing a song and feeling nostalgic without remembering why. The connection exists, but the details remain hidden. This theory suggests déjà vu is not a glitch, but a feature, evidence of how richly interconnected our memories truly are. The role of attention and distraction. Déjà vu often strikes when our attention is divided. You might be walking through a new city, half listening to a friend, glancing at storefronts. Then, suddenly, the scene feels impossibly familiar. Some researchers believe that inattention plays a key role. Perhaps your brain processed part of the scene unconsciously, without your awareness. Moments later, when you consciously perceive it, the unconscious processing creates a faint sense of recognition. You're not remembering the past. You're remembering a split second ago, a moment you didn't consciously register. This inattentional theory suggests that déjà vu is most likely when we're distracted or fatigued, times when the gap between unconscious and conscious processing widens. The brain's ability to predict and anticipate also factors into this mystery. We are constantly making predictions about what will happen next, based on patterns learned from experience. When walking into a room, your brain anticipates what you might see: a layout, furniture, lighting. If reality closely matches that prediction, the sense of familiarity can be overwhelming. This predictive processing might explain why déjà vu often occurs in mundane situations rather than extraordinary ones. Ordinary moments are rich with patterns, easy for the brain to anticipate. When prediction and perception align too closely, the result feels like memory. It's a false positive, the mind mistaking its own forecast for a recollection. The hologram theory offers a more abstract perspective. Our memories might be stored holographically, distributed across the brain rather than in specific locations. In a hologram, every piece contains information about the whole, though in reduced detail. If memory works this way, then a fragment of an experience could trigger the feeling of the entire memory without actually retrieving it. Déjà vu would be the sensation of accessing that fragment, feeling the whole without seeing it clearly. This theory is speculative, less grounded in current neuroscience than others, but it captures something poetic about the experience. The feeling that something vast and complete is hovering just out of reach, present but intangible. Cultural interpretations. Throughout history, cultures have interpreted déjà vu through spiritual and mystical lenses. In some traditions, it's seen as evidence of reincarnation, a memory bleeding through from a past life. You've been here before, not in this life but in another. The ancient Greeks and Romans spoke of such moments as glimpses into the soul's eternal journey. In Hinduism and Buddhism, the concept of samsara, the cycle of rebirth, offers a framework where déjà vu might be explained as karmic memory, the soul recognizing a pattern from a previous existence. These interpretations aren't scientific, but they speak to something deep. The longing to believe that consciousness extends beyond a single lifetime, that our experiences are part of a larger, ongoing story. Other cultures have seen déjà vu as prophetic, a sign of future events or psychic awareness. In parts of West Africa, it might be interpreted as a message from ancestors or spirits. In Celtic traditions, it could signal the presence of the other world, a thin place where reality and the supernatural touch. These beliefs reflect a worldview where the boundaries between past, present, and future are not rigid, but permeable. Déjà vu becomes a crack in the wall of linear time, a moment when something beyond ordinary perception reveals itself. While modern science offers different explanations, these cultural interpretations remind us that human beings have always sought meaning in mystery, weaving the inexplicable into the fabric of belief. In literature and philosophy, déjà vu has been a recurring theme. Writers like Marcel Proust explored involuntary memory, the sudden flood of past experience, triggered by a taste or smell. His famous Madeleine scene in Search of Lost Time captures something akin to déjà vu, a sensation of time collapsing. Philosophers have debated whether such experiences reveal something fundamental about consciousness or are merely quirks of cognition. The existentialists pondered whether déjà vu exposes the arbitrary nature of memory and identity. If we can feel we've lived a moment before without any evidence, what does that say about the reliability of our sense of self? These questions have no easy answers, but they deepen the mystery. Déjà vu becomes not just a curiosity but a philosophical puzzle, the science of studying déjà vu. Studying déjà vu scientifically is challenging because it's spontaneous, brief, and subjective. You can't reliably induce it in a laboratory, and by the time someone reports it, the experience has already faded. Researchers rely on surveys, asking people to describe their experiences after the fact. Others study patients with conditions that produce frequent déjà vu, like temporal lobe epilepsy, to understand the underlying mechanisms. Brain imaging has provided some clues, showing that certain regions light up differently during reported episodes. But because déjà vu is so fleeting, capturing it in real time remains difficult. Scientists are left piecing together evidence from indirect sources, trying to reconstruct a phenomenon that resists easy examination. Some researchers have attempted to create déjà vu-like experiences using virtual reality. By showing participants a scene, then later showing a similar but not identical scene, they can sometimes trigger a sense of false familiarity. These experiments suggest that spatial layout and environmental cues play a significant role. When a new place shares structural similarities with a remembered one, déjà vu is more likely. The studies are imperfect. The artificially induced feeling isn't quite the same as spontaneous déjà vu, but they offer valuable insights. They confirm that the brain's pattern recognition systems are deeply involved, and that familiarity can be manipulated through subtle environmental cues. Neuroscientists have also explored déjà vu through the lens of memory consolidation. Memories are not instantly fixed, but undergo a process of stabilization over time, particularly during sleep. Disruptions in this process might contribute to déjà vu. If a memory is partially formed but not fully integrated, encountering a similar experience later could trigger a sense of recognition without clear recall. This theory ties déjà vu to the broader mysteries of how memories are made and maintained. It suggests that the feeling is not just about retrieval, but about the fragile, ongoing work of memory construction. Every experience we have is being woven into the tapestry of our past, and sometimes the threads get tangled. Déjà vu in everyday life. Déjà vu tends to occur in relaxed, low-stakes situations. You're rarely gripped by it during a crisis or moment of intense focus. Instead, it arrives during casual conversations, routine errands, or quiet walks. This pattern suggests that the brain's monitoring systems, which usually catch errors, are less vigilant during these moments. When attention is diffuse, small glitches can slip through unnoticed until they bubble up as déjà vu. The experience often feels pleasant, even slightly thrilling, a break from the ordinary. For a few seconds, reality becomes strange and interesting again, reminding us that our perception of the world is always a construction, never quite as solid as it seems. Some people find déjà vu unsettling, particularly if it happens frequently or intensely. The feeling of losing control over one's sense of reality can be disorienting. For individuals with anxiety disorders, déjà vu might trigger fears of dissociation or mental instability. However, for most people, it's a harmless curiosity, a momentary oddity that fades without consequence. Psychologists emphasize that experiencing déjà vu is not a sign of any underlying problem. It's a normal quirk of cognition, like forgetting a word that's on the tip of your tongue. Both are reminders that the mind, for all its remarkable capabilities, is not infallible. It makes small mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes feel interesting rather than frustrating. There are moments when déjà vu can feel almost profound, as if the universe is winking at you. You're sitting with a friend, and the conversation, the light, the feeling of the moment, all align into something that seems preordained. In that instant, coincidence feels like meaning. Some people interpret these moments as signs of being on the right path, confirmation from fate or destiny. Others see them as reminders of the interconnectedness of experience, the way past and present can echo each other in unexpected ways. Whether you interpret it spiritually or scientifically, déjà vu has a way of pulling us out of autopilot. It makes us notice, question, and wonder. And perhaps that, more than any explanation, is its real gift, the connection to dreams. Many people report that déjà vu feels similar to remembering a dream. The same hazy quality, the sense of knowing without details, the inability to grasp it fully before it slips away. Some theories suggest that déjà vu might actually involve dream memories. Perhaps you dreamed something similar to your current experience, but the dream memory is so faint and fragmentary that it manifests only as a vague feeling. Dreams often borrow elements from waking life, recombining them in strange ways. If a current experience closely resembles a forgotten dream, the unconscious recognition could surface as déjà vu. This dream memory theory is difficult to prove, but it resonates with many people's subjective experiences. Sleep deprivation and irregular sleep patterns are associated with more frequent déjà vu. When we don't sleep well, the brain's memory systems become less efficient. Consolidation is disrupted, and the boundaries between waking and dreaming can blur. In this state, it's easier for the brain to confuse signals, to mistake new input for something already encountered. Déjà vu, during periods of poor sleep, might be the brain struggling to keep its records straight. It's a reminder of how deeply sleep affects cognition, not just making us tired, but altering the fundamental ways we perceive and remember. Rest is not just recovery. It's maintenance, the brain organizing and stabilizing everything we've experienced. The phenomenon of precognitive dreams, where people feel they've dreamed of an event before it happens, sometimes overlaps with déjà vu. In reality, most of these experiences are likely examples of confirmation bias or memory distortion. We dream about countless scenarios, most forgotten immediately. When waking life happens to resemble one of those dreams, we remember it and feel it was prophetic. Déjà vu might work similarly. The brain constantly generates predictions and simulations. When reality matches one of those internal models, it feels uncanny, but it's not magic or foresight. It's the brain's pattern-matching abilities working so well that they occasionally create false positives, moments when prediction feels like memory. Déjà vu and creativity. Creative individuals, particularly writers, artists, and musicians, often report heightened experiences of déjà vu. This might be because creative minds are more attuned to patterns, associations, and the subtleties of experience. They notice when things feel familiar or strange, and they dwell on those feelings longer than others might. Creativity also involves a certain fluidity of thought, a willingness to make unusual connections, This mental flexibility could make the boundaries between memory and imagination more permeable, increasing the likelihood of déjà vu. For artists, the experience can be a source of inspiration, a reminder that reality is stranger and more layered than it appears. It's a glimpse into the machinery of consciousness, a momentary lifting of the veil. Writers have often used déjà vu as a literary device, a way to explore themes of fate, memory, and identity. In fiction, it can signal a parallel universe, a time loop, or a character's psychological unraveling. The feeling translates well to narrative because it carries inherent drama. Something is not quite right, and the audience senses it along with the character. In film and television, déjà vu moments are used to create suspense or to hint at deeper mysteries. The repetition of a scene, the uncanny familiarity of a conversation, all build tension. Art transforms the personal experience of déjà vu into something shared, allowing audiences to feel that strange tingle of recognition, even when they know it's fictional. Philosophers and cognitive scientists interested in consciousness have examined déjà vu as a window into the mind's workings. It reveals how much of our experience is constructed rather than directly perceived. The fact that we can feel familiar with something we've never encountered suggests that familiarity itself is a feeling, an interpretation, not an objective fact. This has implications for how we understand reality. If our most basic sense of whether something is new or old can be wrong, what else might our minds be constructing or distorting? Déjà vu becomes a small crack through which we can glimpse the architecture of consciousness, the ways our brains build the experience of being alive from moment to moment. The paradox of familiarity. At its core, déjà vu is a paradox. It's the feeling of remembering something that never happened. The mind insists on two contradictory truths. This moment is both new and already known. That paradox is what makes the experience so disorienting and so fascinating. We are creatures who rely on memory to navigate the world, to build identity, to make sense of time. When memory and reality don't align, it shakes us. Déjà vu exposes the gap between what we feel and what we know, reminding us that subjective experience and objective truth are not always the same. For a few seconds, we live in that gap, suspended between certainty and doubt. The fleeting nature of déjà vu adds to its mystery. Just as you begin to grasp the feeling, it dissolves. You can't hold on to it, can't examine it closely. Trying to focus on it makes it vanish faster, like trying to remember a dream upon waking. This elusiveness is part of what makes déjà vu feel almost supernatural. If it lasted longer, if we could study it in the moment, it would lose some of its magic. But because it's gone almost as soon as it arrives, it remains slippery, a ghost in the machinery of the mind. That transience is frustrating for scientists trying to study it, but it's also what keeps the experience feeling special, rare, and just slightly beyond our grasp. Some people wish they could experience déjà vu more often, while others find it unsettling and would prefer it never happened. This divide speaks to different temperaments and worldviews. For some, mystery is delightful, a welcome break from routine. For others, it's disorienting, a reminder of how little control we have over our own perceptions. There's no right way to feel about déjà vu. It simply is, a quirk of consciousness that visits us unbidden. What matters is how we respond. Do we lean into the strangeness, letting it spark curiosity and wonder, or do we brush it aside, eager to return to the solid ground of the familiar? Either response is valid, a reflection of how we navigate the uncertain terrain of being human. Déjà vu and time perception. Déjà vu distorts our sense of time, collapsing past and present into a single moment. In that instant, linear time feels illusory. You're not moving from past to future. You're caught in a loop, a pocket where the sequence breaks down. Philosophers have long debated the nature of time, whether it's an objective feature of the universe or a construct of human consciousness. Déjà vu suggests the latter. It shows that our experience of time is not fixed, but malleable, shaped by the brain's interpretations. When memory misfires, time itself seems to bend. The moment becomes a palimpsest, the present written over a phantom past, both visible at once. Some theories suggest that déjà vu could be linked to how the brain timestamps experiences. Every memory is tagged with temporal information, a sense of when it occurred. If that tagging system malfunctions, a current experience might be mislabeled as older than it is. The result is déjà vu, the feeling that the present has already happened. This temporal tagging theory fits well with what we know about the hippocampus, which plays a crucial role in encoding the order of events. When the hippocampus is damaged or disrupted, people struggle to distinguish recent memories from older ones. Déjà vu might be a mild, temporary version of that confusion, a brief glitch in the brain's internal clock. The sensation of time slowing down during intense experiences, like accidents or emergencies, shares some qualities with déjà vu. Both involve distortions of temporal perception, moments when the usual flow of time feels altered. During high-stress events, the brain may encode memories more richly, creating the illusion that time stretched out. Déjà vu works differently, but it also warps time, making the present feel like an echo. These experiences remind us that time, as we perceive it, is not a simple, objective measure. It's filtered through consciousness, shaped by attention, emotion, and memory. We live in time, but we also create it, moment by moment, through the act of experiencing. The emotional dimension. Déjà vu is often accompanied by a specific emotional tone, usually a mix of surprise, curiosity, and sometimes mild anxiety. The feeling is hard to describe because it's not purely cognitive. It's emotional, visceral. Some people report a tingling sensation, a slight shiver, or a fluttering in the chest. These physical responses suggest that déjà vu engages not just the memory centers, but also the emotional and physiological systems of the brain. The limbic system, which governs emotions, is closely connected to the hippocampus. When memory processes misfire, emotional responses can be triggered as well, adding a layer of feeling to the cognitive confusion. This emotional dimension is part of what makes déjà vu memorable itself, a moment that stands out not just for its content, but for how it feels. For some, déjà vu carries a sense of nostalgia, even longing. It feels like remembering something warm and distant, a moment from childhood or a forgotten happiness. This nostalgic quality might arise because the brain is accessing networks associated with older memories, even if no specific memory surfaces. The feeling of having been here before taps into the same neural pathways that produce nostalgia, blending past and present in a way that feels bittersweet. It's a reminder that emotion and memory are deeply intertwined, that what we feel about an experience is often inseparable from what we remember about it. Déjà vu becomes a result of feeling of almost remembering, tinged with the wistfulness of something just out of reach. Occasionally, déjà vu can evoke a sense of foreboding or eeriness, particularly if it's intense or prolonged. This darker emotional tone might be linked to the uncanny valley effect, the discomfort we feel when something is almost, but not quite familiar. When reality feels slightly off, when the ordinary becomes strange, it can be unsettling. In rare cases, people with certain neurological conditions experience chronic, distressing déjà vu that interferes with daily life. For them, the feeling is not a curiosity, but a burden, a constant sense that everything is a repetition. These extreme cases highlight the importance of balance in the brain. A little strangeness is intriguing. Too much becomes overwhelming. Déjà vu across the lifespan. Children and teenagers experience déjà vu more frequently than adults, though the exact reasons are not fully understood. One possibility is that younger brains are still developing, particularly the frontal lobes responsible for executive functions and error detection. Without fully mature monitoring systems, the brain may be more prone to the kinds of glitches that produce déjà vu. Another factor might be the novelty of youth. Adolescents are constantly encountering new experiences, which could increase the likelihood of the brain misclassifying something as familiar. Or perhaps young people simply notice and report déjà vu more often, finding it interesting and worth mentioning. As people age, reports of déjà vu tend to decline. Older adults experience it less frequently, possibly because their brains process information more conservatively, relying on established patterns rather than seeking novelty. The brain's plasticity decreases with age, and memory systems become less flexible. This might reduce the occurrence of déjà vu, though it's also possible that older adults simply pay less attention to it or dismiss it as unimportant. The decline with age suggests that déjà vu is linked to the dynamic, ever-changing processes of a young, active brain. It's a side effect of growth, exploration, and the constant rewiring that comes with learning. For some individuals, déjà vu remains a lifelong companion, never fully disappearing. These people might have brains that are particularly sensitive to the conditions that produce déjà vu, or they might simply be more attuned to their internal experiences. The persistence of déjà vu into adulthood doesn't indicate any problem. It's just a variation in how different brains work. Like any trait, susceptibility to déjà vu likely falls along a spectrum, with some people experiencing it rarely and others encountering it regularly throughout their lives. This variation is part of what makes human consciousness so rich and diverse. No two minds experience the world in exactly the same way. Déjà vu and language. Describing déjà vu is notoriously difficult because it's an internal, subjective experience. People struggle to put the sensation into words, often resorting to metaphors or vague descriptions. It felt like I'd been there before. Everything seemed familiar. The language captures the general idea but misses the specific texture of the experience. This difficulty reflects a broader challenge in discussing consciousness. Many aspects of subjective experience resist easy description. Philosophers call these qualia, the individual instances of subjective conscious experience. The redness of red, the painfulness of pain, the déjà vu-ness of déjà vu. Language can point toward these experiences, but it can't fully convey them. Each person's déjà vu is their own, locked within the privacy of individual consciousness. Despite the challenges, the phrase déjà vu has become shorthand for any situation that feels eerily repetitive. In everyday language, people might say, "I'm having déjà vu" when encountering a repeated pattern, even if it's not the neurological phenomenon. This colloquial use has broadened the term's meaning, making it a metaphor for redundancy or cycles. The phrase has entered popular culture, appearing in movies, songs, and memes, often to signal that something is repeating in an unsettling way. This cultural resonance shows how deeply the experience connects with people. It's not just a neurological quirk. It's a symbol, a way to talk about the strange loops and echoes that appear in life, whether in the mind or in the world around us. Different languages have their own ways of describing the sensation, though many have simply borrowed the French term. In German, it's also called déjà vu, pronounced similarly. In Japanese, it's kikan, a feeling of strangeness or familiarity. Some languages lack a specific term and must use longer descriptions to capture the idea. This linguistic variation reflects how cultures conceptualize and prioritize different experiences. The fact that déjà vu has become a borrowed word in so many languages suggests its universality, a recognition that this particular glitch of consciousness is worth naming. It's a small piece of French that has traveled the world, carrying with it a very human mystery, misconceptions and myths. One common misconception is that déjà vu is a form of psychic ability or precognition. People sometimes believe that feeling déjà vu means they've glimpsed the future or have access to supernatural knowledge. While this interpretation is understandable, given how uncanny the experience feels, there's no scientific evidence to support it. Déjà vu is not predictive. It doesn't grant foresight. It's a trick of memory, not a window into what's to come. The confusion likely arises because déjà vu creates a sense of knowing, which feels similar to prediction. But that knowing is false, a signal without substance. It's the brain mislabeling the present, not accessing the future. Another myth is that déjà vu is caused by past life memories surfacing. While this idea has spiritual appeal and fits within certain belief systems, it's not supported by empirical research. The patterns of déjà vu don't align with what you'd expect if it were truly about past lives. It occurs in mundane situations, not in historically significant or emotionally charged contexts that might plausibly connect to another lifetime. The reincarnation explanation also struggles to account for the neurological evidence showing that déjà vu is linked to specific brain regions and can be triggered by epilepsy or other medical conditions. Past life memories, if they existed, wouldn't show such clear biological correlates. Déjà vu is mysterious, but its mystery is rooted in the brain, not the soul. Some people believe that frequent déjà vu is a sign of clairvoyance or heightened intuition. They interpret the experience as evidence that they are more sensitive to subtle energies or hidden patterns in the universe. While having a rich inner life and paying attention to one's experiences can be valuable, déjà vu itself doesn't indicate any special abilities. It's a common, well-documented phenomenon that happens to ordinary people for ordinary neurological reasons. Attaching mystical significance to it is a personal choice, but it's not grounded in what we understand about how the brain works. That said, the meaning we assign to experiences shapes how we live. If déjà vu inspires someone to be more mindful or reflective, that's a positive outcome, regardless of the mechanism behind it. Déjà vu in popular culture, movies, and television shows love to use déjà vu as a plot device, often signaling that something is wrong with reality. In The Matrix, déjà vu is a sign that the simulated world has been altered, a glitch in the Matrix. This cinematic use taps into the unsettling quality of the experience, the feeling that reality is not as solid as it seems. Other films have used déjà vu to explore time loops, parallel universes, or fractured memories. While these fictional depictions take liberties with the science, they capture something true about the emotional impact of déjà vu. It does make us question reality, even if only for a moment. It invites us to wonder if there's more going on beneath the surface of ordinary experience. Science fiction has often explored the idea of time loops and repeated experiences, themes closely related to déjà vu. Stories like Groundhog Day or Edge of Tomorrow trap characters in cycles, forcing them to relive the same events over and over. While these narratives are fantastical, they resonate because they mirror something familiar. We've all felt that echo, that sense of repetition. Déjà vu is a micro-version of the time loop, a brief, inexplicable moment when the pattern seems to repeat. These stories use the feeling as a starting point, imagining what it would mean if that repetition were real and sustained. They turn a fleeting neurological blip into an existential crisis, and audiences connect because the seed of that crisis is something they've all felt. Music and art have also drawn inspiration from the elusive quality of déjà vu. Songs with repeating motifs, loops, and echoes can evoke a similar sense of circular time. Artists create visual works that play with recognition and familiarity, images that feel like they should mean something but remain just out of reach. The experience translates well to creative expression because it exists in that liminal space between knowing and not knowing, memory and perception, past and present. Déjà vu has become a cultural touchstone, a shared reference point for the strange moments when reality wobbles, and we're reminded that consciousness is more mysterious than we usually acknowledge. The neurology of recognition. Recognition itself is a complex process involving multiple brain systems working in concert. When you see a friend's face, your brain doesn't just match it to a stored template. It activates networks that include visual processing, emotional associations, contextual memories, and semantic knowledge. All of this happens in milliseconds, creating the seamless feeling of recognition. Déjà vu might occur when this intricate system produces the feeling of recognition without the supporting details. The emotional and visceral sense that something is familiar fires, but the actual memory content doesn't follow. You're left with recognition without recall, a strange half-state that feels incomplete and disorienting. The rhinal cortex, a region near the hippocampus, is particularly important for familiarity detection. Studies have shown that damage to this area can impair the sense of familiarity while leaving other memory functions intact. People with such damage might recognize faces or places, but not feel that they know them. Conversely, abnormal activity in the rhinal cortex could produce false familiarity, the sensation of déjà vu. This suggests that familiarity is not just a byproduct of memory, but a distinct signal that the brain generates. Déjà vu reveals this mechanism in action, showing us what happens when the familiarity signal activates inappropriately, decoupled from actual memory. The concept of signal detection theory helps explain why déjà vu happens. Our brains are constantly making judgments about whether sensory input is new or familiar, signal or noise. Sometimes the system makes errors, false positives where noise is mistaken for signal, or false negatives where signal is missed. Déjà vu is a false positive, the brain incorrectly signaling that something is familiar. The system errs on the side of caution, better to occasionally feel false familiarity than to miss genuine recognition. This trade-off is efficient for survival, but produces occasional glitches. Déjà vu is the price we pay for a recognition system that's sensitive and responsive, capable of identifying patterns quickly, even if it sometimes finds patterns that aren't there. Meditation and altered states. People who practice meditation regularly sometimes report changes in how they experience déjà vu. Some notice it more frequently, becoming more attuned to the subtle shifts in consciousness. Others find it happens less often, perhaps because meditation trains the mind to stay anchored in the present moment. Meditation involves observing thoughts and sensations without judgment, creating distance between experience and reaction. This practice might make practitioners more aware of the constructed nature of perception, including phenomena like déjà vu. Rather than being swept up in the strangeness, a meditator might simply notice it, observe it, and let it pass. The experience remains, but the emotional charge around it softens. Psychedelic substances have also been associated with déjà vu-like experiences, though these are often more intense and prolonged than typical episodes. Drugs that alter serotonin signaling, like LSD or psilocybin, can profoundly affect memory, perception, and the sense of time. Users sometimes report feeling trapped in loops, experiencing the same moment over and over, or encountering deep familiarity with novel situations. These experiences are not identical to naturally occurring déjà vu, but they may involve similar mechanisms, distortions in how the brain processes time, memory, and recognition. Studying altered states can provide clues about normal consciousness, showing what happens when the usual boundaries and filters are removed or rearranged. The boundary between waking and sleeping, those liminal moments of falling asleep or waking up, can also produce déjà vu-like sensations. In these hypnagogic and hypnopompic states, the brain is transitioning between modes of consciousness. Memory systems behave differently, and perception becomes fluid. You might have thoughts that feel simultaneously like memories and inventions, or see images that seem both familiar and impossible. These states remind us that consciousness exists on a spectrum, not as a binary of awake or asleep, but as a continuum of different modes. Déjà vu might be more likely during transitions, when the brain is shifting gears and the usual organizing principles are temporarily loosened. The role of stress and emotion. Stress and fatigue are known to increase the frequency of déjà vu. When you're exhausted, mentally overloaded, or emotionally strained, the brain's error-checking systems become less effective. Small glitches that would normally be caught and corrected slip through, manifesting as déjà vu. This is similar to how stress makes us more prone to other cognitive errors, like forgetting names, losing focus, or misremembering details. The brain has finite resources, and when those resources are taxed, performance degrades. Déjà vu becomes more common because the monitoring systems that maintain coherent perception are stretched thin. It's a reminder that our mental clarity depends on basic needs like rest, nutrition, and emotional well-being. Strong emotions can also contribute to déjà vu, particularly emotions tied to memory and significance. When you're in a heightened emotional state, the brain's encoding systems are more active, laying down richer, more vivid memories. But this heightened activity might also increase the chance of glitches. An emotionally charged moment might activate memory networks in unusual ways, creating fleeting connections that feel like recognition. Some people report déjà vu during moments of joy, surprise, or fear, times when the brain is working intensely to process what's happening. The emotional intensity amplifies the experience, making the déjà vu feel more significant and harder to shake. Anxiety disorders sometimes coincide with more frequent déjà vu, though the relationship is complex. It's unclear whether anxiety causes déjà vu or whether people prone to anxiety simply notice and worry about it more. What's certain is that the two can feed each other. Déjà vu can trigger anxiety by making reality feel unstable, and anxiety can make someone hyper-aware of internal experiences, increasing the likelihood they'll notice subtle sensations of familiarity. For individuals struggling with this cycle, understanding the neurological basis of déjà vu can be reassuring. Knowing that it's a common, harmless quirk of cognition rather than a sign of something wrong can reduce the fear and break the cycle. Déjà vu and identity. Our sense of identity is deeply tied to memory. We are, in many ways, the sum of what we remember, the experiences that have shaped us. Déjà vu challenges this by introducing false memories, or at least the feeling of memory, without content. If we can feel we've experienced something we haven't, what does that say about the reliability of the self we've constructed from our past? These questions touch on fundamental issues in philosophy and psychology. If memory is fallible, if it can misfire and create false recognition, then the foundation of identity is shakier than we'd like to believe. Déjà vu becomes a small existential crisis, a moment when the self feels uncertain. Yet most people don't experience déjà vu as threatening to their identity. It's strange, but it doesn't usually provoke deep existential doubt. This resilience speaks to the robustness of the self. A single glitch doesn't collapse the entire structure. We can experience moments of confusion or uncertainty without losing our sense of who we are. The self is not a single memory or experience, but a pattern, a narrative constructed from countless threads. One loose thread doesn't unravel the whole. Déjà vu reminds us that we're adaptable, capable of incorporating even strange and contradictory experiences into our ongoing sense of self without falling apart. There's something almost playful about déjà vu, a trick the mind plays on itself. It's as if consciousness is testing its own boundaries, experimenting with what it can create and believe. This playfulness might be part of why the experience often feels more intriguing than frightening. It's a safe form of strangeness, a brief departure from normal perception that doesn't carry real consequences. In that sense, déjà vu is a gift, a reminder that the mind is capable of more than we usually notice. It can generate mystery, surprise, and wonder from within itself. We don't need external magic or supernatural intervention to experience the extraordinary. Our own brains are strange enough. The social dimension, sharing a déjà vu experience with others, can be bonding. When you mention that a moment feels familiar, and someone else says they feel it too, there's a strange camaraderie. Of course, it's likely a coincidence, each person experiencing their own independent glitch, but the shared acknowledgement of the strangeness creates connection. It's a moment of mutual vulnerability, admitting that perception is not as straightforward as we pretend. These shared moments, whether about déjà vu or other subtle experiences, remind us that we're all navigating the same mysterious territory of consciousness together, each of us occasionally bumping into its edges. Conversely, trying to explain déjà vu to someone who's never experienced it can be difficult. The feeling is so subjective, so internal, that words often fail. You describe it as feeling like you've been somewhere before, and the other person nods politely, but you can tell they don't really get it. This communication gap is common with many aspects of consciousness. We assume that everyone experiences the world the same way we do, but subtle differences in perception, emotion, and cognition mean that some experiences remain private, difficult to share. Déjà vu highlights this limitation, showing that even universal experiences can be isolating when language and understanding fall short. In some social contexts, reporting déjà vu might be dismissed or met with skepticism. People might joke that you're psychic or suggest you're imagining things. This response reflects discomfort with experiences that don't fit neatly into the rational, observable world. Déjà vu occupies an awkward space. It's real in the sense that people genuinely feel it, but it's not real in the sense that nothing has actually repeated. Society often struggles with such ambiguities, preferring clear categories of true and false, real and imaginary. Déjà vu defies those categories, existing as a genuine phenomenon that's also a mistake. Learning to hold that paradox without needing to resolve it is part of embracing the complexity of consciousness, the limits of explanation. Despite decades of research, déjà vu remains incompletely understood. Scientists have theories, supported by varying degrees of evidence, but no single explanation accounts for all instances. This is partly because déjà vu might not be one phenomenon, but several different glitches that produce similar subjective experiences. The brain is enormously complex, and memory involves so many interacting systems that pinpointing exactly what goes wrong during déjà vu is challenging. Future research, especially with better neuroimaging techniques and larger datasets, may provide clearer answers. But for now, déjà vu retains some of its mystery, which is fitting. Some experiences resist complete explanation, and there's something valuable in that. The gap between subjective experience and objective explanation is particularly wide with déjà vu. You can describe the neural mechanisms, the regions of the brain involved, the theories about timing and familiarity. But none of that fully captures what it feels like to experience déjà vu. The sensation itself, the uncanny quality, the emotional resonance, those remain in the realm of the subjective. This gap is a reminder that not everything can be reduced to mechanism. Understanding how something works doesn't always explain what it means or how it feels. Both perspectives are valuable, the scientific and the experiential, and neither is complete without the other. There's a certain beauty in the fact that some mysteries persist. In an age of information, where answers are usually just a search away, déjà vu remains elusive. You can read about it, discuss it, analyze it, but you can't fully dissect it. It lives in the moment of experience, fleeting and irreducible. This elusiveness keeps it interesting, prevents it from becoming mundane. If we fully understood déjà vu, if we could predict and control it, would it lose its magic? Perhaps part of what makes the experience meaningful is precisely that it can't be pinned down, that it remains one of consciousness's small, private wonders. Déjà vu in different contexts. The setting and context in which déjà vu occurs can shape how it feels. Experiencing it in a familiar place, like your own home, might be less striking than feeling it in a completely new city. The contrast between the genuinely novel setting and the false sense of familiarity amplifies the strangeness. Similarly, déjà vu during a mundane activity, like washing dishes or waiting for a bus, has a different flavor than déjà vu during a significant event. The context doesn't change the mechanism, but it affects the interpretation. A glitch during an important moment might feel like a sign or omen, while the same glitch during routine activity might be dismissed as curious, but meaningless. Travel seems to increase reports of déjà vu, possibly because new environments provide more opportunities for pattern-matching errors. When you're in unfamiliar territory, your brain is working harder to process and encode information. This increased cognitive load might make glitches more likely. Additionally, new places often share structural or aesthetic similarities with places you've been before. A street in Paris might resemble one in Prague, triggering a sense of familiarity that your conscious mind knows is impossible. Travel takes us out of routine, makes us more observant and reflective. In that state, we might simply notice déjà vu more, paying attention to the subtle strangeness we'd overlook in daily life. Conversely, déjà vu in highly familiar settings can be particularly disorienting. Imagine sitting in your childhood bedroom and suddenly feeling like you've never been there before, a form of jamais vu. Or walking through your daily commute and feeling that every step is a repetition of something ancient and forgotten. These experiences in familiar contexts blur the line between self and environment. If the places we know best can suddenly feel alien or uncannily familiar, what does that say about the stability of our experience? It suggests that familiarity is not a property of the world but a state of mind, something the brain constructs and can just as easily deconstruct. The evolutionary perspective. From an evolutionary standpoint, déjà vu might be a byproduct of memory systems that evolved for other purposes. Our brains developed sophisticated pattern recognition to survive, identifying threats, finding food, and navigating social groups. These systems had to be fast and flexible, erring on the side of caution. It's better to mistake a shadow for a predator than to ignore a real threat. Déjà vu could be a harmless side effect of this sensitivity, an occasional false positive in a system that's generally accurate and life-saving. The fact that it's common but brief suggests it's not a significant evolutionary disadvantage. It doesn't impair function enough to be selected against, so it persists. Pattern recognition is one of the brain's most powerful tools, and like any tool, it can malfunction. Déjà vu might be the price of having such a sophisticated system for detecting patterns and making connections. If the brain were less flexible, less prone to making associations, we might have fewer déjà vu experiences, but we'd also be less creative, less adaptable, less able to learn from experience. The trade-off is worth it. A mind that occasionally produces false familiarity is still preferable to one that's rigid and unresponsive. Déjà vu, from this perspective, is not a bug, but a feature, evidence of a system working so well that it sometimes overreaches. Social memory and group cohesion might also play a role. Humans are deeply social, and our memories often serve social functions, helping us recognize allies, remember favors, and navigate complex social hierarchies. If déjà vu involves the brain's recognition systems, it might reflect the same mechanisms that help us identify kin, remember shared experiences, and build communities. The occasional glitch in this system is a small price to pay for the benefits of social memory. In this light, déjà vu is a quirk of the same cognitive abilities that make human culture, cooperation, and civilization possible. It's a reminder that even our most intimate, individual experiences are shaped by evolution's long reach. Déjà vu and the unknown. For all the research and theories, there's still much we don't know about déjà vu. Why does it feel the way it does? Why is it so universally recognizable despite being subjective? What determines when and where it will occur? These questions remain open, inviting further exploration. The unknown aspects of déjà vu are part of its enduring fascination. It sits at the intersection of neuroscience, psychology, philosophy, and lived experience, a phenomenon that touches on fundamental questions about consciousness, memory, and reality. Every answer we find seems to open new questions, deeper layers to explore. The persistence of mystery in science is not a failure, but a feature. Science progresses by questioning, testing, and refining. But it never reaches a final answer. There's always more to discover. New tools that reveal previously hidden details, new perspectives that reframe old questions. Déjà vu is a perfect example. We know far more about it now than we did a century ago, yet it remains enigmatic. Each generation of researchers adds to the understanding, but the experience itself remains unchanged and unchanging, waiting for each person to encounter it in their own time and way. Perhaps part of déjà vu's appeal is that it can't be fully known. It exists at the edge of what's explicable, a reminder that consciousness itself is not yet fully understood. We can map the brain, track neural firing, and build models of cognition, but the felt quality of experience, the qualia, remains elusive. Déjà vu is a small window into that larger mystery. It shows us that the mind is capable of creating experiences that feel real, even when they're not. That perception is more interpretation than direct access to reality. In that way, déjà vu is not just a curiosity, but a clue, a piece of the puzzle of what it means to be conscious, finding meaning in the glitch. For some people, déjà vu is just a weird brain thing, a glitch to shrug off and forget. For others, it's deeply meaningful, a sign that they're on the right path, connected to something larger, living in alignment with fate. Neither interpretation is wrong. Meaning is something we create, not something inherent in events themselves. If déjà vu inspires someone to be more present, more mindful, or more reflective, then it has served a purpose, regardless of its neurological origins. The brain might produce the sensation mechanically, but what we do with it, how we interpret and integrate it into our lives, that's up to us. There's a certain existential freedom in this. Déjà vu doesn't have to mean anything. It can just be a strange moment that comes and goes. But it can also be an invitation to pause, to notice, to step out of autopilot. In a world that often feels rushed and overscheduled, any experience that makes us stop and wonder is valuable. Déjà vu does that. It breaks the flow, introduces strangeness into the familiar, and asks us, even if only for a second, to question what we think we know. That questioning, that brief opening, can be enough to shift perspective, to remind us that reality is stranger and richer than routine suggests. Ultimately, déjà vu is a mirror. It reflects back to us our assumptions about memory, time, and reality. In its distortion, we see how much we take for granted, how much we assume our perceptions are accurate and our memories reliable. Déjà vu, gently but insistently, tells us otherwise. It says, you are not as in control as you think. Your mind is not a perfect recorder. The present moment is not as solid as it seems. And in that challenge, there's an invitation to humility, to curiosity, to wonder, to let go of the need for certainty and embrace the mystery of being alive, here, now, in this strange and beautiful experience of consciousness. The poetry of déjà vu. There's something poetic about déjà vu, a quality that transcends scientific explanation. It feels like metaphor made manifest, time folding back on itself, memory and perception dancing together. Poets and writers have long been drawn to the experience because it captures something essential about the human condition, the sense that life is both linear and circular, that we're always moving forward, while somehow revisiting the same themes, the same moments, over and over. Déjà vu is life's way of rhyming with itself, a brief echo that suggests pattern and purpose even when none may exist. The fleeting nature of déjà vu mirrors the fleeting nature of all experience. Moments arise and pass, and we can't hold on to them no matter how hard we try. Déjà vu exaggerates this impermanence, giving us a moment that feels like memory, even as it's happening, already slipping away. It teaches us something about letting go, about the impossibility of grasping the present. We want to freeze the moment, understand it, but it's gone before we can, leaving only a residue of feeling. In this way, déjà vu is a small lesson in mindfulness, in being present with what is, without needing to capture or explain it. If we think of life as a story, déjà vu is a narrative device, a moment of dramatic irony or foreshadowing that never quite resolves. It hints at meaning without delivering it, suggests connections without making them explicit. This ambiguity is frustrating and beautiful. It keeps us engaged, wondering, seeking. Déjà vu reminds us that life is not a puzzle to be solved, but an experience to be lived, full of patterns and echoes that may or may not mean anything, but are nonetheless part of the texture, the richness, the strange wonder of being human. Déjà vu and the future. As neuroscience advances, we may one day be able to predict or even induce déjà vu reliably. Researchers might develop techniques to map individual brains so precisely that they can identify when someone is about to experience it. Or brain stimulation technologies could trigger the sensation on demand. These possibilities raise interesting questions. If déjà vu can be controlled, does it lose its significance? Does understanding the mechanism rob it of its magic? Perhaps. Or perhaps knowing how it works makes it even more fascinating, a testament to the brain's incredible complexity and the mind's capacity for self-generated mystery. There's also the possibility that future technologies could eliminate déjà vu entirely, smoothing out the glitches that produce it. If we had perfect error correction in our neural systems, would we want it? A life without déjà vu might be more efficient, more stable, but also less interesting. The glitches and quirks of consciousness are part of what makes us human, what makes life unpredictable and surprising. A perfectly functioning mind might be less creative, less adaptable, less capable of wonder. Sometimes imperfection is valuable. Sometimes the glitch is the most interesting part. Looking ahead, déjà vu will likely remain a subject of study and speculation. Each generation discovers it anew, experiences the same strange sensation, and asks the same questions. Why did that happen? What does it mean? Have I been here before? These questions connect us across time, linking us to everyone who has ever paused, puzzled, and wondered at the tricks their own mind can play. Déjà vu is timeless in that way, a constant in the human experience. As long as we have memory, perception, and consciousness, we'll have moments when they misalign, creating that brief, beautiful, bewildering sense of having lived this moment before. Embracing the mystery. Not everything needs an answer. Not every experience needs to be explained, categorized, or understood. Déjà vu teaches us this. It arrives without warning, offers no explanation, and leaves without resolution, and that's okay. We can sit with the uncertainty, appreciate the strangeness, and let it be what it is, a fleeting moment of wonder in an otherwise ordinary day. Learning to be comfortable with not knowing is a skill, one that's increasingly important in a world that values certainty and control. Déjà vu is a small practice ground for that skill. There's a kind of peace that comes from accepting mystery. When you stop trying to figure out every strange experience, when you allow yourself to simply feel and observe without needing to explain, life becomes richer. Déjà vu, in its inexplicability, invites this kind of acceptance. It says, here is something strange, something that doesn't quite fit, and you don't need to solve it. You can just notice it, marvel at it, and move on. This approach doesn't mean abandoning curiosity or critical thinking. It means balancing them with openness, making room for the unknown without being consumed by it. In the end, déjà vu is a gift. It reminds us that consciousness is not a machine running smoothly, but a living process, dynamic and imperfect. It shows us that the mind can surprise itself, that perception is more malleable than we usually realize, that time and memory are not as fixed as they seem. These reminders are valuable. They keep us humble, curious, and aware. They make the ordinary extraordinary, if only for a moment. And in that moment, we're given a glimpse of the strange, shimmering mystery at the heart of being alive. The quiet wonder. As you lie here, letting these thoughts drift through your mind, imagine your own experiences of déjà vu. Remember the feeling, that sudden jolt of familiarity, the sense that time had doubled back on itself. Feel the texture of it, the way it arrived unbidden and left just as quickly, leaving only a faint impression, like a dream upon waking. There's no need to analyze it now. Just let it rest in your awareness, a small mystery among many, one thread in the vast tapestry of your experience. Picture yourself in a quiet moment, perhaps walking through a doorway or sitting in a familiar chair. The light falls a certain way, a sound drifts in from another room, and suddenly, impossibly, everything feels like an echo, a repetition of something that never was. In that instant, you're suspended between past and present, memory and perception, knowing and wondering. It's uncomfortable and fascinating all at once, a tiny crack in the smooth surface of reality. Now, let that image fade. Let it dissolve like mist in the morning sun, carrying with it any tension, any need to understand. Déjà vu comes and goes, and so do all experiences, all moments, all thoughts. Everything arises and passes, flowing through consciousness like water through your fingers. You don't need to hold on. You don't need to figure it out. You can simply rest here, in this present moment, which is the only moment there ever really is, drifting into sleep. Your breath is slowing now, deepening, becoming more rhythmic. Each inhale brings calm. Each exhale releases whatever you don't need. Thoughts, questions, the need to be anywhere but here. The mystery of déjà vu, like all mysteries, is not yours to solve tonight. It exists, floating somewhere in the background of consciousness, and that's enough. You've explored it, wondered about it, and now you can let it go, setting it down gently, like a book you've finished reading. Imagine yourself sinking deeper into comfort, into softness, into the welcoming darkness of sleep. Your body is heavy, relaxed, supported. Your mind is quiet, thoughts becoming slower and fewer, like leaves settling after a breeze has passed. The world around you fades, sounds becoming distant, light dimming, everything receding into the peaceful void where sleep lives. You're safe here. You're allowed to rest. There's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. The glitches and wonders of consciousness will still be there tomorrow. The strange, beautiful quirks of the mind will continue, offering their small surprises. But for now, you're done wondering. You're done exploring. You've earned this rest, this descent into the quiet depths where thoughts dissolve and dreams begin. Let yourself go. Let the current of sleep carry you away from the shore of waking, out into the vast, dark ocean of unconsciousness. As you drift, you might notice one last thought, soft and distant. Maybe déjà vu is a reminder that all moments are connected, that past and present are not so separate, that consciousness is not a line but a loop, endlessly returning to itself in ways we can barely perceive. Or maybe it's just a glitch, a harmless quirk of neurology. Or maybe it's both, and maybe that's perfect. Maybe the truth is always both, always more complex and simple than we think, always holding space for mystery and explanation, poetry and science, wonder and understanding, the final letting go. And now, as your eyes grow heavier, as the last threads of waking thought begin to unravel, you can release everything. Release the need to know. Release the questions. Release even the sense of yourself as someone who wonders, who questions, who seeks. Just for now, just for these hours of sleep, you can be no one, nothing, nowhere. You can dissolve into the darkness, becoming part of the vast, quiet mystery that holds all things. Déjà vu, memory, consciousness, time, all of it fades into the background. What remains is only breath, only the gentle rise and fall of your chest, only the soft hum of existence continuing without effort, without thought. You're not trying anymore. You're not doing anything at all. You're simply being, and even that will soon fade as sleep takes you fully, completely into its embrace. Let go, let go, let go. Each thought that arises, watch it pass like a cloud across an empty sky. Each sensation, each sound, each flicker of awareness, let it come and let it go. Not holding, not pushing away, just allowing. And in that allowing, you'll find yourself slipping deeper, falling gently through layers of consciousness, through the twilight zone between waking and sleeping, down into the depths where no thoughts reach, where no questions wait, where there is only rest. The last words before sleep. If you're still here, still listening, still aware, that's okay. Sleep will come when it's ready. You don't need to chase it or force it. Just keep breathing. Just keep relaxing. Just keep letting go, bit by bit, layer by layer. And if a thought about déjà vu returns, if you find yourself wondering about that strange sensation one more time, smile gently and set it aside. It will be there tomorrow if you want to explore it. Tonight, It's just another thought, drifting by, no more important than any other. The mystery of the mind is vast, but you don't need to hold all of it. You can let the universe keep its secrets. You can let consciousness remain mysterious. You can let déjà vu be unexplained, fascinating, and strange. And you can let yourself rest, knowing that whatever wonders exist, they'll still be there when you wake. For now, this moment, this breath, this gentle descent into sleep, this is enough. This is everything. And so, dear listener, as you sink deeper into the soft darkness, as your awareness fades and dreams begin to stir at the edges, know that you're exactly where you need to be. The journey through déjà vu is complete. The exploration is done. What remains is only this: the quiet, the stillness, the peace of a mind, finally at rest. Close your eyes. Release your hold on the waking world and drift, gently, softly, completely, into the deep, renewing, timeless ocean of sleep. Good night. Sleep well. Let go. Asterisk. If you happen to still be awake, you can go ahead and watch the next video when you're ready. But if your eyes are growing heavy, let the quiet mystery of consciousness hold you and carry you softly into rest. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and drift into sleep, into stillness, into the vast and timeless silence where even déjà vu cannot follow. Good night. Asterisk.